Hi, welcome to 100% LCFC. This is a fan zone. This is Monday night. We're going to be live in 60 seconds. So look forward to joining us. Get your views, get your comments in, and speak to you in a moment. Let's start getting through some of the hellos. Hello to everybody who's watching. I'm going to get as many views on here as possible. Joseph Allen, how are you? Thanks for watching. What did you reckon, Joseph, for the first game of the season? Hi to Rob Grace. How are you, Rob? Good to hear from you. Tia, hi to you as well. What did you think, Tia, to the Man United game? Get your comments in. Nathan, how are you? Good to hear from you. Popping your views on screen there. Lots and lots and lots of things to talk about. I'm joined by Tom very shortly, who's coming in regular. I've popped the links up all over the place. I'm trying to get as many different fans on to the Monday Night Fan Zone as is possible. So thanks for all that. Imtiaz, hello, how are you? For some reason, I can't pop your thing on screen, nor Joanna. Reese Clifton, how are you? And Baz, good to hear from you. Want to know all your views from Friday night's game, Man United. For me, I can only see positive things. But Imtiaz is saying first game was okay, draw was well deserved. Anthony Howard is saying hello. Lee Chappie, how are you, Chappie? David Gavin saying David Gavin here from Sligo Town. I don't know where Sligo Town is. Rob Grace is saying it was an encouraging display. Apologies, for some reason we're having a small technical issue that I can't get everybody's comments on screen. But if I could ask you all to like and share the video, that would be absolutely brilliant. I've got a few. Nobody's predicted the score right, so I've got some pizzas. Two pizzas still to give away from our pals at Peter's Pizzas. We'll do that in a little bit, but I'm putting the question on screen now. I think it's a pretty easy one, especially for us older people. But the question is on screen now. If you want to get your comments in as to the answer to that, that will be brilliant. Lots and lots of views coming in. Leicester obviously lost away at Man United. Phil Creed is saying it was great possession, but lack of quality crossing and set piece delivery. Just running through the stats, I've got them on another screen here. We played at Old Trafford, as we all know, 53% possession. We had 13 shots against Man United's 8 shots. I think that tells a bit of a story. We had 744 touches compared to Man United's 697. We had 543 passes compared to their 485 passes. So these stats, for me, are completely swinging where we were last year. Kevin is already going on about Amati, saying Amati isn't good enough for a Sunday pub team. I would say he's better than a Sunday pub team, but I agree. For me, he's not the man. I said it before the season even started. Imtiaz is saying, what's happened to the pitch quality? It's really bad. Apologies. I think there's just a bit too many people on the internet at the moment. Let's get Tom in, and hopefully the picture quality will pick up. Tom?
Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you all?
Fantastic, fantastic. Tom, give us your views on Friday. Let's start with your views.
I think it was a very positive, encouraging, vibrant performance from the team. I mean, in general, there's not many teams will go to Old Trafford and have 54%, have more corners, have more shots. If we took the half chance in the first half, it's probably been a different game. I think the game sort of summed up after 75 seconds with a silly handball, because then Man United did the Jose and parked the bus for the next 90, and we had to go out and attack, and we got caught on the break-in series for the second goal. But that all encouraging, very encouraging performance.
Gary Clark's put here, he said, stats mean nothing, it's the score that matters. I think was that to Brian Clough, a famous quote, who said there's only one stat that matters, and that's the scoreline, which is true. But look, we never Man United away is not necessarily a game. Even in the champion, when we won the Premier League, we didn't go to Man United and win. It's not necessarily a ground you need to do that. I think the stats do tell us a story. It tells a story that last season, before Puel came in, we couldn't hold on to the ball, and now we go to Old Trafford, we have more possession, more passes, more shots, a different type of play. I think it does tell a story, Tom.
I think we should have seen from the back end of last season. in making a lot of changes with the team, trying to show what we'd got in the club. He saw what we had and seen where we need to strengthen, and went out and got the players in the positions he thought was right. You know, the stats don't lie at the end of the day. Yes, we lost the game 2-1, but you can see what he's trying to do. It's very much about a base of keeping the ball better, moving it quickly at times. But I thought the link-up play between Maddison, Gray and Iheanacho in the first half worked quite well at times. And when we did get in behind, we looked like we could cause them a bit of trouble. The final ball wasn't just there, but that will come, I think, with, you know, game time between the lads who are playing in those positions. But the positive to take that, you know, Ricardo looked threatening down the right-hand side when he played pushed on in the first half. Even in the second half, he still looked threatening when he was pushed a bit further back. You know, Demarai Gray performance, yes, it was hit and miss at times, but it was still an encouraging performance that he was looking to go forward with the ball. But he also did his defending a lot better. That means he was doing both ways. Maddison was summed up, you know, for me, man of the match in my view. He was everywhere that he needed to be. He was picking up positions most Premiership footballers don't pick up, not scared to get in those positions on the half turn and run at people. And you know what, he got stuck in as well at times with Fred and having their own little scrap in the middle of the park. So encouraging signs going forward for the season. And for me, if we play like that every game, we'll win more games than we'll lose playing that way.
Yeah, I agree with you, Tom. Dan Hall says we were up against it after giving that penalty away. However, the performance and the togetherness of the team gives him a lot of hope for the rest of the season. Now, joining us I put the link out there earlier, and I've put it in the bottom of the comments. If any fans want to click on the link, come in and tell us their video views, they can. It's open to absolutely anybody who's a Leicester fan and is watching. Somebody who has joined us is Reese. How are you, Reese?
All right, Phil, how are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, mate. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for clicking on that link and coming in. Reese, we've just heard from Tom. What did you think to Friday night's defeat?
Even though we lost, I was very happy with the performance. I've said in the past that as long as they give 100% and try their hardest, then I'm happy. You know, obviously we're a bit disappointing with the result, but encouraging signs, and I think it shows what Puel wants to do, you know, high pressing up the field. And I'm very, looking forward to the new season. I'm very encouraged by the performance.
Luke has come on and he says, what are our thoughts? And I'll start with Tom on this. What are the thoughts about the confidence of referees on penalising the United players when they were at home? It was a Stonewall penalty on Gray. And Fred's lunge was a red card. I'm gonna even it up a bit and say Maddison's kick out was also, in my books, a red card. Tom, were we a bit unlucky with the refereeing or 50-50? I mean, Amartey's was a penalty, wasn't it?
Amartey's is just stupidity at the end of the day. As soon as you if he's hit his arm, there wouldn't have been an issue. I don't think it's because the movement towards the ball, what he did, it was just silly by him. And you know, that's 2 games against Manchester United now. He's been sent off in one of them after 2 silly yellow cards after coming off the bench, and then a silly penalty. Do you know what Gray was for me? You've seen them given, let's put it that way. But again, we all know it's hard at Old Trafford to get penalties against that kind of crowd. The 2 cards, I agree with you. If you're going to send Fred off, then you have to send Maddison off as well because they're both as daft as each other. So hopefully, you know, an arm to Maddison, say, look, you are going to get kicked about. You're a talented player. It's going to happen in the Premier League. You've just not got to react to it, you know, as easy.
Reese, Neil is saying here, first game, good start, but what was Amartey doing?
I have no idea. I mean, I think he just panicked and saw just sort of panicked and just put his arm out. Really, I mean, it's not deliberate. I mean, he didn't mean to do it. He just sort of panicked and thought, "Oh, the ball's coming towards me," and you know, he just panicked really. So, but stupid. Really.
A few people have said perhaps Vardy should have started. Reese, would you have started Vardy in hindsight?
As long as Iheanacho played alongside him, I think Iheanacho deserved to start as well.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And obviously, it's bless us Leicester fans. We do like to find a scapegoat. Before the season started, I could have predicted that Morgan would be the scapegoat. He did, to be fair, at times, like we said in pre-season, Tom, he does look a bit off it now. It'll be potentially a different centre-backs on Saturday, won't it?
Yeah, well, it's always difficult, you know. Firstly, you got to respect what Wes Morgan's done for this football club. But as times move on, you have to move on with the players. And I think at the weekend, he didn't really have anyone to come into the team. I know we'd signed the 2 new lads, but it's too quickly to drop 2 kids into the team. Evans had only trained for a full week, so again, it was another struggle for him. Again, I think Morgan will be, ushed out of the team in some ways towards, 4 or 5 games time when Johnny Evans is probably match fit. The new young lads have had their first few games in the team. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think he'll play Morgan and Maguire at the weekend again. I think Johnny Evans will come in within the next couple of games after that to give a bit more experience as well.
Yeah, we were trying to predict, Reece, last week the team formation, and we were going for all different things. I don't think any of us, Tom, got it particularly right with the actual formation, did we?
I think I went the 4-2-3-1, but again, personnel-wise, it was very difficult to try and pick it. I mean,
we seem to have lost Tom there, Reece. We'll come back to him. I think the Leicester's formation was more like a 4-2-3-1, Reece, on Friday. What did you feel to the lineup? A lot of people saying Ricardo Pereira was a great addition and Maddison. Who were your picks from the team?
I thought Chilwell played well. I thought Ben Chilwell played really well. He was causing all sorts of problems up and down the left-hand side. Pereira as well. He puts himself about. Delivers a good cross. Maddison looked really good. I think he should have scored that opportunity when when De Gea saved it. He could have hit
great
it a bit
save
low.
Though. Great save.
Yeah. But maybe I'm being a bit harsh.
Well, I think he sort of hit it on the swivel, didn't he, slightly? And, De Gea, it was a good height for him, but he still pulled off a good save. Michael's saying he bets that Morgan will play on Saturday. Do you think Morgan will play, Reece, on Saturday?
I think so. I don't think Evans is fully fit yet. But I have to say, Morgan didn't have a bad game on Friday. He gave the ball away a few times, but he weren't the worst player on the pitch by any means.
No, I think partly, again, I'm going to put this out there for people, but I think Morgan's was slightly not let down, but exposed for their second goal, because Amati, I don't know where Amati was really for their second goal. He was all over the place, and then they were trying to recover it. Neither the penalty nor the second goal, Reece, were great pieces of defensive work, were they?
Yeah, second goal were very fluky. I mean, it just bounced off his knee and Pereira's going the other way. So I don't even think it was a shot. I think it was a cross, really. But, and it went in. But what can you do?
I mean, Reece, starting to turn things towards Saturday. Wolves drew 2-2 with Everton. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? They're coming. A lot of people predicting that they're going to do quite well. But what do you think for Saturday against Wolves? You are obviously looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll win. I think we'll get a 2-0 win. With Wolves, all right, they've bought loads of quality players, but it takes time to gel and stuff. And we saw that, they struggled to get a draw against 10-man Everton, really. And, but I think we should win Saturday.
Tom, I know we just lost your connection there, but we've just started to talk about Wolves on Saturday. A draw yesterday. Fulham and Wolves, highly fancied before the season, both struggling a little bit over the weekend. It's nice to see a lot of fans are being very positive today, which is exactly what we want after it was just a defeat at Man United. I'm really hoping that we turn Wolves over and we've got 3 points on the table, because this time next Monday, if that's not happened, Tom, I can second guess what some of the comments are going to be. But let's stick positive for now. What sort of formation and team are you expecting to see and result on Saturday?
Result-wise, I think after what I've actually watched the Wolves Everton game at the weekend, and as much as Wolves have brought some very good quality players into the team, they still look defensively very shaky at the back against a 10-man Everton team for half the game. So I think they can be got at, but we also know we can be got at times when we switch off. Going in for the game, I said there was only one change really for me in that actual lineup from Friday night, and that was to switch Albrighton to the team, put Pereira to right back, and move Albrighton onto the right hand side and let him put some crosses in without having to cut inside all the time and leave Gray on the left. to literally one change to the starting lineup.
And who are you dropping, Tom, there? Is it Amati?
Marty at right back, and then bring Paul Bryan in on the right wing.
So who are you dropping from the starting 11? Sorry, Tom, I'm not...
Dropping Amati, bringing in Pereira. Yeah, bringing Pereira in at right back for me. And then Levy and Nacho to have another run at the team. I think his pre-season form gives him that opportunity. Again, Vardy, came on and scored. A bit fortuitous, hit the post and hit him, but he has to be in those positions. But I think Iheanacho deserves another chance in the starting lineup for me.
Would you? I think I'm going to ask you the same question, Reese. I see Greg has just put on there, with Vardy starting at home, will be much more at it against a poorer team. I think I agree pretty much with Tom, apart from, well, I would start, if Vardy's fit, he starts. If Vardy scores. So I do think Iheanacho's going to have a good season, but for me, if Vardy's fit, he starts as your number 9, especially at home. And Marty, I've said, for me, is not good enough for this team. Needs to go. Adrian Silva, again, I've put it out there. I'm waiting to see it. I don't think he was that good against Man United. So I wouldn't be playing Silva either. Reece, any players you'd drop or put in?
I'd put Gazelle in. I'd put Gazelle in on that right wing. Drop Pereira back to right back to drop Amate. Apart from that, no. I mean, with Iheanacho and Vardy, I think in the future, I think we are going to play a 3 at the back, because why have we got so many centre backs at the club? For me, it just shows we're going to play 3 at the back, and I'd like to see us play with 5 in midfield with the wing backs of Pereira and Chilwell, with Vardy and Iheanacho up front, because I think coming towards the end of last season, it was a partnership that worked really well. So I'd like to see them two start together. But for now, I think we will go with Vardy up top on Saturday.
It could be, Tom, one of those games against Wolves where it'd be nice to get... It's always nice to get a goal in the first 20, 25 minutes to settle things down. But again, the crowd's got a massive part. I know we always say this, but the Leicester crowd... at times in the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the time, has been absolutely amazing. I'm going to be honest, there was at times last year where it felt a bit like after the Lord Mayor's show, and we need to wipe the slate clean, I think, as fans, and get down there and start from day one with a massive backing the lads, backing the manager, Tom. Big support.
I think last year it got, in some games, a bit toxic towards the players, towards management. I think, like as you just said, it's a clean sheet at the end of the day. We've finished last season, it's gone now. We finished 9th, but still wasn't a bad season. We had 2 good cup runs. This year, you can see what the manager's trying to do after the one game. The positivity from the fans seems a lot more better than it was last year. And I think we have got to go there with a bit of optimism that if we back the team, they will perform. Look, an early goal would settle us all down. I think we all will be on a bit nervous knowing that, a promoted team, it's typical Leicester, promoted team at home will make a mess of it like we always do against the smaller clubs in some ways. But I think if the fans can go into the ground before kick-off and start getting right behind the team, run out for the warm-up, as soon as they come out for the kick-off, get behind them and make that, the King Power Fortress again. We've got every chance of having a really good season this year, but the fans have got to get behind that team from the start. And if we concede an early goal, let's just pick ourselves up again and go again. But let's back the lads from the start. Let's not start getting on the players back for making a bad mistake with a pass or a long ball that doesn't go to the right man. We've got to back the lads this year, I think, more.
Yeah, Imtiaz says every fan has to go into the stadium without any expectations from us. Just go in and support, which is fine. I think that's obviously makes sense. Paul is saying Morgan and Amati should be out. Josh is saying Silva is a good player, but just weak, in my opinion. Somebody's put on here, I'm going to find it. John says, didn't you see Silva's stats for Man United? To be fair, I didn't see his stats. I just got this feeling with him. He's not necessarily... I don't know. Jury's still out on him. I'd like to see him be consistently at that. I guess I'm expecting a lot from somebody who's a Portuguese international in midfield. I was expecting to see better than we had with Danny Drinkwater, and I'm not sure I've necessarily seen that yet. Reece.
Yeah, especially on deadline day where we were so angry that, we didn't get the player in, and then we missed half a season without him. And then when we finally did get it, it was bit of a disappointment. But, I think the bloke's got so much class. I think he will come good eventually. I think he just needs time to grow in the team. I know it's might be taking too long, but I'm still willing to give him time and to bed himself into the team, really.
Just before we come on to the final bit of the program, I'm going to remind people that if they want to win, nobody got the score prediction right, so we've got 2 pizzas to give away from Friday, still from our pals at Peters. The question, and I'm going to give it away in this live, so I want somebody to try and guess the right answer, and it's quite apt. I'm not giving too many clues away with who we're playing on Saturday. Well, there you go. There's a massive clue. But the question is, which team did Leicester play when we first reached an FA Cup final? Pretty straightforward. In fact, that's not the question. I'm rereading my question off the screen. Phil is an idiot. It says, in which year did Leicester first reach the FA Cup final, which was against Wolves? If you can get that right, what year it was, you can win 2 pizzas. Now, don't tell me, Reese, but do you know what year it is? You're a youngster, but do you know your history?
Yeah, I know what year it was, yeah.
Tom, I assume you do. You're quite good on stats.
I'm not saying a word, Phil.
You're not saying a word, but you lads could win the pizzas. It was Wolves, and I'm going to give it away. I'm going to let it go. See what year you can put it in there, but it was a long time ago. Cup runs could be our thing this season, not just the league. I think most Leicester fans are hoping for a top half finish, and maybe we'll see where the season develops, Reese. But a cup run, have you got some focus on that? League Cup starts quite soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have got my eyes on a trophy this year. I think I'd like to see us go for the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup even, because last year we blew 2 great opportunities. We played Man City's B team, but we also put our B team out, and we lost on penalties. Chelsea, we should have beat them as well. So we blew 2 great opportunities last season. So I'd like to see us go, full straight ahead and try and go for a cup.
Tom, focus on a cup and be steady in the league, or push in the league. I think that's what Puel's going to do, by the way. I think he's going to push for the league. I don't think he's too fussed about the cups. What do you think, Tom?
Oh, I'm going with you. I think he will push for the league, and I think he'll try and finish it, somewhere between 7th and 10th. I think that's where we'll be aiming for. I think the cup competitions will be the same again this year, and it will be a lot of the youngsters getting the opportunity to play in there when he needs to. You got to remember, that the actual squad isn't as big as we are now. We've now lost Leonardo and Slimani. So if you look at striking options, it's just narrowed it down a lot to Okazaki, Vardy, Iheanacho, Diabate can play there as well. So he's now got his 4 strikers in theory. So I can see it being very much the youngsters playing in this cup competitions again.
I've got to be honest, you brought up a topic. I was trying not to mention it, but Plan B does my flipping nutting. I'm old school, where if you've got 10, 15 minutes and you need a goal, you switch things around. You try and get the thing. I was amazed after we'd done our transfer window live show last Thursday, and then about 7 o'clock I see Ulloa going, and you go, okay, fair enough. We've still got a Plan B in Slimani, and then Slimani's gone. Reece, why do we loan out 2 big strikers? And I know people have said to me, well, neither of them played ever, and I go, no, but it's nice to have one of them on the bench. What do you think, Reece? Did we get rid of Plan B?
Well, no, I think not really, because you can lump Maguire or Morgan in there, really, because they're big lads.
I agree. I would agree. I would put one of those big lads up for the last 5 or 10 minutes, but it doesn't seem to happen, does it?
Nah, not really. I mean,
Puel's never done that.
Nah, no, he hasn't, no. And so, even when
he seems to frustrate me in the fact that when you need to score a couple of goals, he doesn't really push for a Plan B, Tom.
That's all right, Matt Elliott's coming out of retirement, mate, so we'll put him back up front.
I used to love it. Walshy or Elliott up front. Even Jerry Taggart did it. Just go up.
Exactly. Just go, lads. We're losing, or we haven't got Heskey this week, so it'd be Cotty and Elliott play up front. I remember the days. Elliott that season was a striker at the end of the day. He played with Cotty in most of the games up front when Heskey wasn't fit. So do you know what? I think you're right. You got Maguire can push on if we had to change something around, and you bring Morgan off the bench and to play at the back, and you got the option of playing someone there. Okay, as much as Leonardo, I think, had his time at the club, I still think I would have kept Slimani. as much as he hasn't really hit the ground running at the club over the last 2 seasons, it is a second plan, and it is a big bloke that you could push it onto, and hopefully he could hold the ball up a bit better than he has done since he's been here. But I think Puel's very much along the line is plan A doesn't work, keep playing plan A and just hope something comes off, or get the ball wide and just whip it in. Problem is whipping it in, and we haven't got any big blokes up front. So it's interesting to see what happens. But again, I think we probably would go down the lines of putting Maguire up there if we had to for 10 minutes towards an end of the game.
Yeah, a few people saying, we could have bought a cheap championship striker. Somebody said, Sam Perkins has said Ibora could be a plan B. He certainly did do that at Sevilla, didn't he? Went up and scored quite a few goals that season. Daniel is saying, think what frustrates Phil is Kaputska not playing. No, I've got to be fair. I saw him at Notts County in pre-season and I wasn't impressed by him. So, will a fit Shinji get back in the team, says Baz. I think possibly he'll be on the edges of it. Score predictions. I'm going to pull out the winner of the pizza very shortly. But, Tom, Wolves at home, score prediction for you. First goal scorer and final score.
Could I just go back to that Shinji Okazaki point?
Yes, you can, yeah.
Yeah, just for me, mate, I think one will be on the fringes of the team. He'll be in there for the cup games. I think he'll start a lot more of the cup games than any of the league games. But I think he'll be there to work with Maddison. That's what I think they brought him in, kept him for. And that's to work with the young, Maddison, show him what he does, try and, show him the way that Pure used him last season, picking the ball up deep and turning. But also, a bit of that experience around him when he's had a poor games, like someone like Okazaki's put his arm around him, and you know what Okazaki's like around the training ground. We've all seen it with Fuchs and everything. So I think it'd be good to have Okazaki around the team still. And I think he'll come off the bench in games when we're struggling and things aren't working, because he knows how to cause problems. For the weekend, I'm going 2-0 Leicester. I think it'll be comfortable-ish. An early goal would make all the difference, and I'm going to go Vardy to kickstart the season at home, I think, now.
Reece, over to you. First goal scorer and final score.
I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to go for Gazelle, first goal scorer.
You think he'll start?
I think so, yeah. He looked all right when he played against Man U. He, not as skillful as Mahrez, but, he looks all right. He looks good. I'm just wondering, how do you pronounce it? Is it Gazelle or is it something else?
Oh, yeah, don't ask me any of these new names. I've got no idea. I can't pronounce. Benkovic I can just about do. Sudoku, I'm with Jamie on that. That's just what I'm going to call him. Gazelle is easy. I can get that one.
Yeah.
Is it Gazelle, Tom?
Well, I will go with Gazelle. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it properly.
Bloody hell. Reece, I come from the era where it was all Smiths. Bobby Smith, Alan Smith. They were called Smith. That's it. When Lineker came along, we thought he was a continental genius and didn't realise he was from Leicester. That was about it. Stringfellow, that was a bit continental as well. Keith Weller. Ooh. Anyway, Terry's just put on here. Don't listen to a word Terry ever says because he's bottom of the fantasy league. Did you check? Tom, did you join the fantasy league? Our one.
I did join. I haven't had a look to see where I'm at the moment.
That means you have had a look and you're doing rubbish. Reece, have you done a fantasy team?
Yeah, I'm not in the league though. I mean, not very good at it myself, so.
No, well, I know Maddison did all right for me over the thing. He scored a few points and Maguire a couple, but I put Nacho in instead of Vardy. I knew it was a schoolboy mistake, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for your predictions, chaps. I'm gonna let you two go, and thank you as ever for joining us. I'm gonna just give away the pizzas in a minute.
Cheers.
So thanks, Tom. Thanks, Reece.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Hopefully, see you both at the match beforehand for a catch up and a beer.
Definitely,
all right, mate, Sam.
Cheers, chaps. See you later.
Cheers.
And don't forget, if anybody does want to join the 100% team, we tend to congregate outside the Blues Bar, which is right next to the ground. If you see us, come and say hello. We want to do a bit of live video before and definitely after the match get people's views on. So please do come and see us. Come and say hello to me, Tom. Hopefully Chappie will be there and some of the other guys. Anyway, final chances for you. I'm just going to put this in. And the question is not who did we play? We played Wolves. So the question was, what year did we play Wolves in Leicester's first ever FA Cup final? And you can win 2 pizzas because nobody guessed the score right. Don't forget, every week we give away this. I should have said thank you to the guys, the sponsors, as ever. I forgot. We're too busy talking football. We've got another mini keg to give away. I'll set that competition going probably tomorrow or Wednesday. But for today, it's the pizzas. Who has got the year right? I'm going to completely look down at random. Let's pick one. Crikey, totally scrolling down, and it's just going to stop where it stops on somebody who's the right year. Paul Burchett. It was 1949. Leicester got to the FA Cup final 4 times, as most of us know. The first one was 1949. I think it was 61, 63, 69, the other ones. And it's been a bloody long time. Could it be 2019 next year, which would be, if I can do the maths, 50 years. 50 years since Leicester City got to an FA Cup final. 50 years. Can you believe that? That's about time we put that right, isn't it? 50 years would be 2019. Well, there's a ring, isn't there? 1949, 1969. There's 2 of them. Perhaps 2019. So, Paul, I'm just going to write your name down before I forget it. Can you inbox us, Paul, if you're still watching? That'd be fantastic. So, from me, 100% Phil, I'm going to see you outside the Blues Bar before and after the match on Saturday. I might be going live before then. We might do some more of that little tactics and team selection stuff, which people seem to like, where you lot pick the team. For me, for Phil, thanks to all the sponsors who are fantastic to us and look after us. Thanks for everybody who's liked and shared and put a comment in. Sorry I couldn't get everybody's comments up. We did have a bit of technical issue. But from me, Phil, 100% LCFC. I'll see you all before the match in the Blues Bar. Cheers.